What's up, fam, and welcome back to Mindset Minutes with Coach Lynch, where we don't just talk motivation, we train the inner man and woman to build mental conditioning, emotional mastery, and spiritual strength so we can win where it matters the most, y'all, and that's in real life. Now, look, last week we talked about guarding your gate, about kind of blocking the wrong things from getting into your mind, your body, and your spirit. Now, the word says that no weapon formed against you shall prosper, but it never said that the weapon wouldn't be formed, y'all. It just said that it wouldn't win. And sometimes the weapon isn't on the outside, it's actually within. Sometimes it's your own words, you hear me? It's your own habits, it's your own lack of self-discipline, and you sabotaging your own victory, you hear me? So what happens when the enemy, is inner me? What happens when the inner me is you, y'all? Yo, today, this week, we got to understand that the biggest enemy, you hear me, is the inner me. And we'll never see the victory until we understand and conquer me. Does that make sense? Yo, this week, y'all, we going to lock in on 3 things that we got to guard from the inside out. It's negative self-talk, it's self-sabotage, and it's idle time. Those are the 3 things that I'm going to pull up so that we can get real tight this week, y'all. But after I pull you up, I'm going to give you some conscious living tools for each and every one of those things that I said so we can shut that door on the attack, you hear me? That starts from the inside out. All right, now listen, let's go to negative self-talk real quick. Yo, one of the most dangerous things that we let slip through is negative self-talk, y'all. Yo, you heard it before that life and death is in the power of the tongue, right? And if something has that much power, then it's definitely a weapon, you hear me? And like any weapon, it can defend you or it can destroy you, you hear me? It can build or it can kill. Y'all know how I go, man. Look, if, we got to make sure that we're defending, the door. And when I say the door, sometimes I'm talking about not just your conscious mind, but your subconscious mind. That's when we letting a lot of stuff in, y'all. See, your subconscious mind, it doesn't understand, it doesn't know sarcasm. It doesn't filter out when you just kidding or when you just, messing around. It takes every word you say, especially after I am, as a direct command for your future. And I need you to start taking this serious. So when you say things like I'm tired, I'm broke, I'm lucky, you're not just talking about how you feel today, you programming how you gonna feel tomorrow. That's why I always say that, look, successful people, they speak what they seek until they see what they said. Like they speak the language of determinism because your subconscious is always listening and it's gonna try, to make that stuff happen. Matter of fact, it ain't even gonna try. It's gonna actually make it happen. It's going to make it come true. You know what I'm saying? I just don't know exactly when. So your conscious living practice for the day is going to be like this in this area, because I ain't going to hold it to the end. I'm going to just give it to you right here so we don't get you lost. All right. Conscious living practice. We're going to start with that breath work that we talked about. Now that you're starting to do the things that you do each week, we're going to build on them. So we're going to breathe in through the nose for 3 seconds. You're going to hold. Right. Then you'll hold it at the top for 4 seconds. And then you'll blow it out for 5 seconds. Look, releasing all the air out of your lungs. All right. I want you to do that for about 5 rounds, and we're going to settle the noise. After we settle the noise, it's going to signal that it's some safe stuff going on here. This is a safe place and space, and that we're in control. And then now we're going to declare some stuff. So every morning, here's what I want you to do. I want you to say, every day in every way, I am getting better and better. All right. Say it again. Every day in every way, I am getting better and better. Now you heard that I am in there. Now it's only going to find ways to help you get better. You hear me? And better. Does that make sense? I want you to say, I am walking in alignment with my assignment. See, some of us, we're second guessing the things that we're doing, but we need to be telling ourselves, I'm walking in alignment with my assignment. Y'all hear me? Some of us all got this tired stuff all the time, and you just simply need to say, I am full of energy and vitality, and my mind is calm and peaceful. We got to stop being so anxious about everything. We got to calm down, and we got to understand that we have everything that we need already inside of us. You hear me? So we're going to stay in the very beginning of our day. I am full of energy and vitality, and my mind is calm and peaceful. I say things because I know my day is going to get hard. I know my life is hard. I say I am persistent in my efforts with unshakable faith in my own abilities. You know what I'm saying? I need you to start declaring and decreeing that you actually have the ability, because the greater is he that is in me. So you have to decree and declare, your abilities. All right. Because he gave you this stuff, y'all. He put the tools inside of you. You already have everything that you need. I need you to say this one last thing for me real quick. I need you to say, I am a magnet for wisdom, opportunities, and favor. When you start to understand, when you start to believe that you're a magnet for wisdom, opportunities, and favor, that stuff is going to come to you every single day. And I don't want you to just say it, y'all. I want you to feel it, because your subconscious is recording every bit of it, every word of it. You hear me? And it's going to fulfill it. All right. Now, the next thing we got to move on to is self-sabotage, because some of us, look, we will have stuff laid out. We'll be right there at the finish line, and because we not used to finishing nothing, guess what we gonna do? We gonna sabotage it, y'all. Self-sabotage is when you start digging holes in your own foundation. You hear me? Like the workouts that you be skipping even though you had the time, the opportunities that you don't prepare for. Like you've been praying for some stuff, and then all of a sudden you not prepared for it. Man, the opportunity is finally here and you're not being prepared, y'all. We got relationships that you let just wither away when you ask for God to send stuff your way, and then people come into your life that could actually help you make things happen, and you go ahead and sabotage the relationship. You tripping. You hear me? I need you to tell yourself, look, stop telling yourself. I need you to tell yourself, not this time, y'all. Because you keep telling yourself it's just one time. It's not. It's you. And you need to get up and tighten up today. Y'all hear me? At the end of the day, we got to do stuff totally different. And I want you to ask yourself, do my daily actions match my future that I prayed for? If not, then guess what? That's not condemnation, it's clarity. I just want you to pick one habit that's been draining you. You hear me? And I want you to swap it out for one that can build you. All right. I want you to trade 30 minutes of mindless scrolling in for 30 minutes of a guided meditation. All right, I'm telling you, I've swapped some things out in the last few weeks. Man, I'm telling you, I have my energy on 1,000. I've changed some things, man. And guided meditation is in there, but it's at the end of my day. Now, I've had all this stuff in place in the beginning of the day, in the midday, but my evening routine did not match my morning routine. And now that I have a bookend, one that rivals, the beginning part, man, I'm telling you, I am setting myself up for the next level of success. So your conscious living practice for today, for this part, is for you to run this affirmation 3 times in your day. All right. I want you to run it morning, midday, and in the evening. And I want you to just simply say this, y'all. I want you to say, I believe something wonderful is going to happen to me today. You hear me? I want you to wake up in the morning and say, I believe something wonderful is going to happen to me today. All right. In the middle of the day, I just want you to say, I believe something wonderful is going to happen to me today. I want you to just kind of rewire your whole brain. And then at the end of the day, I want you to say, I believe something wonderful is going to happen to me tomorrow, y'all. Now, this ain't begging. This is priming. You hear me? You giving your subconscious a filter, and it's going to find the wonderful things that can happen to you. You hear me? Because what you look for, you actually locate. I'll say it again. We ain't begging, we priming. Y'all hear me? And what you look for, you're going to locate. You've seen it before, and you're in a relationship, you're looking through a phone and see who your man's been texting and all this other type of stuff. And guess what? You find it, because what you look for, guess what? You locate. And what you expect, guess what? You engage with. You hear me? And at the end of the night, y'all, this is what we're going to say. I believe something wonderful is going to happen to me tomorrow, man. And I'm telling you, you're going to find it, y'all. Give your mind tomorrow's orders tonight. All right. Now, last but not least, before we get out of here, we got idle time, man. Undisciplined living leaves the gates wide open. You hear me? You know what they say, idle time is the devil's workshop. Y'all, I'm going to say it again. Idle time is the devil's workshop. If you're not living on purpose, you're going to end up on autopilot. And autopilot leads to the drift. You hear me? And the drift takes you places you swore you never go. It takes you places that are kind of out of your control because you've been drifting and sliding. And guess what? You're going to wind up, look, one end on one side and one end on the other side. You don't know which way you're supposed to go because you've been drifting too long. That's why we need some guardrails, because if we start drifting, we need to be able to bounce back off of them and put us in the right direction, man. I got guardrails in my life, and my guardrails are simply called non-negotiables. Y'all hear me? I got some 5 non-negotiables, and they simple, so I'm going to lend them to you, and you can use them if you want, but I've been trying to pull people up my whole entire life, man. And I'm telling you, man, the hardest part in life is pulling when I need to be pushing and pushing when I need to be pulling, man. So right now, I'm kind of tired of pulling. You hear me? So I'm going to give you these joints. You can take them if you want. The first thing I do is I move my body. And I know it sounds simple. I know it sounds easy, but we get into spaces and places in our life where sometimes we just don't want to move. But I know that action changes things. So I move my body on a daily basis and I make it mandatory, man. That's a non-negotiable. Everything else and everybody else can wait. And that's why I wake up so early to actually move it, because it's going to happen by hook or crook. I'm getting it done, y'all. Then I'm going to feed my mind. Now I'm going to just make the time. I'm not just going to find the time. I'm going to make the time to feed my mind. You hear me? Because the body ain't going to go nowhere. The mind don't tell it to go. And I got a bunch of places I'm trying to go. So I need the fuel up here to get there. Y'all hear me? And now my third thing is I guard my inputs simply by the things that I've been telling you the last 2 weeks. I'm guarding the inputs. Now, this is a tough one because most people, I mean, we just scary as a mug. Y'all hear me? I want you to do one thing. Y'all hear me? On purpose. I want you to do something hard on purpose. All right. You got to do one hard thing on purpose. My first hard thing on purpose, it starts with my workout. I increase the numbers. I increase the weight. I just make sure that there's something in there that I don't want to do. And then it's so hard that, I got to do this because here's where I put myself at. Here's the position that I put myself. That's the first thing and first place that I condition myself to do something hard on purpose. Does that make sense? Now, the fourth thing, I know none of you do it, but I have a conscious living practice to simply serve somebody besides myself every single day. So I have a social act of kindness that I do, on a daily or regular basis, where I'm always looking to kind of serve somebody out in my everyday walk of life. Now, that's just dope stuff because that's the stuff that makes the world a better place. So those are my non-negotiables, y'all. I'm talking about I take the trash can in for the neighbors and stuff like that. I have a next door neighbor. Her husband died about a year ago or so. And, sometimes I just see the trash can out there. I just make sure that I put the trash can up. And, every now and then, man, she can just feel like, she got a favor from somewhere. It could have been from, her husband's spirit telling somebody else's spirit to help her out or something like that. She may think, he put that in place to move him, which is some dope stuff. And I'm a part of that. So I like that. So if you just hit those 5 things every day, man, no matter what, I'm telling you, you can watch your life just rise to a whole nother level, and it can rise to the level of your standards now. You know what I mean? It ain't just by luck. You know what I mean? It's going to be by your standards instead of sinking to the level of your mood and how you feel. All right, y'all. So first thing in the morning, here's what I want you to do is another conscious living practice for you today. I want you to start to speak those I ams, man, in the direction in which you want your life to go. So let's say, I am disciplined. I am directed, right? I am designing my day on purpose. All right. One more time. I am disciplined. I am directed. I am designing my day on purpose. Then I want you to list out the top 3 non-negotiable actions for the day. All right. And I want you to do them no matter what. You hear me? And you're not just filling time, y'all. You're fueling your purpose. Family, I need you to understand, y'all, we're not just blocking the outside now, y'all. We're building the inside. We're not only just like locking the gate, though, we're training the actual guard, y'all. So we got the gate locked, but we got a guard standing there and we training the guard too. Yo, so we gotta start turning our tongues from a weapon of destruction into a tool of direction, man. The word, it never said that the weapon wouldn't form, y'all. It just said that it wouldn't prosper. And when that weapon tries to rise up inside you, you'll already have, something that can disarm it with your own words, with your own structure, with your own faith, with your own discipline. So I need you to say it with me before we close, y'all. I want you to say, I speak what I seek until I see what I said. I want y'all to say, I am not my past. You hear me? I am not my past. I am not my past programming. Say it again. I am not my past programming. I am my present decisions. Say it again. I am not my past programming. I am my present decisions. You all hear me? Yo, say, I am the guardian of my mind, the keeper of my spirit, and the captain of my emotions. I believe something wonderful is going to happen to me today. Yo, this right here, y'all, I need you to take this with me, and you can say it all one time. You can break it up, or you can start from the top to the bottom. I just need you to say, I am not my past programming. I am my present decisions. I am the guardian of my mind, the keeper of my spirit. Look, and the captain of my emotions. I believe something wonderful is going to happen to me today. Yo, this is the Mindset Minutes with Coach Lynch, y'all, where we train the inner game. Y'all hear me? So that the outer life can win. I want y'all to stay rooted. I want y'all to stay focused, and I want you to stay strong, man. AWOL strong. I want you to click the link below. I want you to subscribe. I want you to go ahead and write a comment. I want you to like, and I want you to share this, man, because you've been with me now for 3-4 weeks now, and I know this stuff is adding value to your life. So I want you to share it with somebody that can add value to theirs, man, because what you're connected to happens to you. You can't be the only one pulling up, the only one getting better, the only one getting stronger, the only one being guarded, because if you have a bunch of things that are unguarded around you, yo, this stuff is going to seep into your life. So let's be mindful about this stuff, man, and drop a comment below and let me know you watched it all the way to the end. I want you to say, no weapon, you hear me, formed against me shall prosper, even if the weapon is me. All right, y'all, because the enemy is always inner me, and I'm going to be guarded from it. We'll holler at y'all in the next one, y'all. Peace.